Hello all, my name is Abdul Rahman, and in this video we are going to explore the data in a dataset. So let's go ahead and get started. So guys, first of all I have already opened the Jupyter notebook. So as I said you, I am going to download a project, okay, and then I am going to explore the data from that data set, from that project. So let's go ahead and get started by doing that one. So first of all, on the kaggle.com, so I have already searched a data set for doing. So I didn't download this one. So I'm going to download this one, 275 MB. So it's very big, so but it's compressed one. So if we I'm going to go in the code and the data science and data science basics. So I'm going to save this one here. So I'm going to save this something like this. So it's taking some time, like 1 minute 58 seconds 50. It's taking a lot of time. So anyway guys, so I'm going to explore the data in it. Like, so here I am going to import the pandas. So I'm going to use the pandas here. So panda is a Python library that we can use here. So I'm going to download the pandas. So for downloading you need to type something like pip install pandas. so for so I have already installed the downloaded the pandas on my computer. So it's a library, so that's why you have to type like pip install pandas on your anaconda prompt. So anyway guys, I have already installed the pandas. So what I have to do is I'm going to create, so it's going to take some time. So 3 seconds left and 1 second left, 0 seconds. So now, which means that it has been installed. So I don't want to open this one, not so in I'm going to go in the code and in the data science, okay, in the data science basics. So I'm going to compress this. So I'm going to extract this, all of these here. So I don't want to keep this one. Okay, extract, let's extract this. So as you can see here, it's taking a lot of time for extracting, like, okay, so this is around about 1 GB. Okay, so it's about 1 GB, so it's taking some time for doing this. So I think so it has been extracted. So now I'm going to delete this compressed file, and in this one now I am going to move this file here in the data science basics. So now I am going to delete this. So as you can see here, this is the vehicles.py. So it's 1.34 GB. So now I'm going to open this one. So I'm going to open with the WPS office. So I don't have any Excel, so I'm going to open. So if you have Excel, you can open with the Excel. So now in the WPS py, it's taking a lot of time for, as you can see here. So if we are not able to see here, I'm going to close this one. Okay, so as you can see here, it's taking a lot of time for doing this one, like opening vehicles.csv 13%. So it's taking a lot of time for opening this one. So because this is a pretty big file, like 1.34 GB now. So now let's open our browser, and then here I am going to upload a that one. So where was I? In the data science, basics, I'm going to import the vehicles. So it's saying okay, so I want to still do that one. So I'm going to upload this. If I click on this one, it's taking 1-2%, so it's been uploaded. Now it's 43%. So now, so as you can see here, I'm going to stop this one here itself. Okay, so it's taking a lot of time for doing this. 51% it's taking. So now let's check the Jupyter notebook. So first of all, I'm going to open the Jupyter notebook, and it has been uploaded 21. So now I'm going to create a new file known as Python 3 IPY kernel. So it's taking time for opening this one. So I'm going to create that one. So I'm going to give something like exploration, something like that. Sorry, cancel. So I want to rename the data exploration. Now data exploration. So now we are going to explore it. So it has been 42%. So it's 79% in the what we say in the WPS office. So anyhow guys, let's start our project. So first of all, I am going to import the till the time it's going to open. So 57%, it's taking a lot of time for opening. Now I am going to import the pandas here. So if you don't know how to install the pandas on your computer, just open the anaconda prompt and then just type install the pandas. So now I am going to type import the pandas. So now I have to use this pandas dot. So at at many places I have to use, like for example, if I want to read a file like pd dot pandas dot read underscore csv, I have to do all of those stuff. So instead of pandas, I want to type something like as pd, like. Now I think, as you can see here, this is a pretty much big file. So as you can see here, we have all of the car. So this data set is about the cars, used cars and all of those stuff. Let's check whether how many lines. Okay, so it has around 4 lakh lines, so that's why it's 1 point that 1 GB. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to close this one. So this file name is vehicles.csv. So now I'm going to open the browser. So I'm going to close staying time. Okay, so anyhow guys, that's what has been done. So now this vehicles.csv also uploaded on this Jupyter notebook. So I'm going to click run and then it has been imported, and then I'm going to read this one. So I'm going to give you a data frame df. So a lot of people will be giving something like that, but I'm going to give something like data equals to, and I'm going to give something like pd dot read, and I want to read the csv file. csv. Now it should be the csv file should be something veh.csv. Now I'm going to run this program. It's importing, it's going to read that file. So it's taking a lot of time because that file is pretty much big. Now what I want to do is, so in the data science, if you want to read a file, so you have to give the data, or you have to give a type of variable, and then you have to give pd.read. You can give just pd.read csv, then vehicles.csv. So this file name is vehicles, but you can give any name, whatever your file name is, and you have to give the .csv. Now I am going to, so it has been read that. So now I am going to check the data shape. So like for example, how many columns it has, like how many rows or something like that. So I'm going to type shape. So if I run this program, as you can see here, okay, so as you can see here, these are the columns: 1 2 3 ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So it has 4 lakh, as I said you. So it has 4 lakh. So if you remember in the WPS just now, so we have checked how many rows it have. So we have checked that one. Then the columns are 26. Anyhow, now I'm going to check the head. So what I'll do is, in that file from the vehicles.csv, I want to check the first 10. Okay, so first 10 elements of that file. So I'm going to give data.head. You can give, so for doing that you have to give data.head, and I want to check this 10. So data.head, then you can give 10, something like that. So as you can see here, we have all of these stuff, like we have the id, so and we have the region, and from which, so it's price like 6,000, and it's the in the year, and we have all of these stuff, like we have the manufacturer, we have the region url from where this one is buying, and we have all of those stuff. So as you can see here, we are getting like 10 rows because we have given the data dot head. So then 10, so data, so we are calling this one, then we are giving head, which means that the first, then I am giving 10. So I want to check the data of the first 10 from the vehicles.py. So I have given 10 rows and 26 columns. Now I am going to give here something like what we said, data.tail. Let's check what's going to happen. Now I am going to create the brackets. Now it's going to show, as you can see here, it's going to show, if I enter like data.tail, it's going to show me the last 5 elements, last 5 rows of this table. okay, so of this Excel file. So as you can see here, we are getting 26 columns and 5 rows we are getting here. Now what I want to do is I want to check the information like data dot info. So I'm going to the information. Let's see, it's taking some time. As you can see here, we have the all of these, like it's going to show me the, so it's showing me the memory usage 84.7 plus, and we have the data types, it's showing me the data types, and we are showing the what we say, we are showing all of the column names or whatever it is. Anyhow guys, now we are getting so all of this stuff like id we have, and then we have the URL region URL. So as you can see here, we have the id region URL, and we have all of these stuff. So these are the what we say, these are the columns that are being using in this one. You can check the like data.info, we can check the information from the table. Okay, now as you can see here, we are getting which type of data it is, like are they null or they are not null. So it's, we are getting that information also, and we are getting which data type they are, like yeah, this is the integer, this is the object, and this is the float. We are getting all of these stuff in the data science. So now I am going to describe this data. So for doing that one, I am going to give here something like DESCRIBE, describe. So I'm going to give her the brackets, and then I'm going to check whether is there anything going to happen or not. Okay, so now I'm going to run this one. As you can see here, we are getting the, we are describing this table. Okay, as you can see, we are getting the odometer, we are getting the year, price, and we are getting all of these stuff on our website, or not on our website. So it's getting, if I type describe, and if you know that we can check the data types, right? So like for example, if you want to check the what we say, how many data types and which, what are the data types that are being using here in this file. Okay, so we can give that one, sorry, okay, so you can give data dot dtypes. So you can check like data, and then you can give the d types. So I'm going to run this program. So as you can see here, we are getting like id, and these are all of the data types that are being used in this file, like in the vehicles.py and in the vehicles.csv. So this is the one file we have, but it's pretty much big. As you can see here, we are showing all of these data types. If we are typing like data.dtype, so one more thing we can check here is that what are the null values in our file. So for doing that one, okay, so for doing that one, I am going to give data, and data I have not given data dot, we can check is null. So now I am going to run this block of code, and name data is not defined. Okay, so in, okay, so I have done the mistake here, so I should give it the brackets. Now if I run this program, as you can see here, name data is not defined. Okay guys, so here, okay guys, I'm going to run, okay, so anyhow guys, I'm going to run this one pd. First of all, I have to run this one, and then I have to run this one. As you can see here, data type. So in between, I have paused the video and closed this file because of some problem. Now I am going to check the null values in this one. Now if I run this program, as you can see here, it's taking some time for doing. So we are going to get all of these null values, but I'm going to go close, and I'm going to give data dot is null, and then I'm going to give here the brackets. So now I'm going to run this one, and it's going to take some it's going to take some time. So what's going to happen with this is that we can check the null values in our vehicles.csv. And if you want to see what are the columns, which are the columns, like which columns are null values, we can check like, as you can see here, these are the null values in our file. As you can see here, these are all of the null values in our file, but I want to check by the columns. So for that one, Okay, we can give here dot a and y any, so we can give and we can run this program. It's taking some time. As you can see here, just as you can see here, before that one we were getting some type of table, and then there we were getting the columns, rows, where we have all of the table. But here we are getting those columns which are null, right? Like we have the id, url, region, we have all of these stuff null in this one. Okay, so if you want to see the how much percentage, how much percent of the table has been null is null, so for that one we can give data dot is null, we can give, and then we have to give the sum, sorry, null and these brackets. Okay guys, and then I have to give here dot sum and then again brackets. So I'm going to run this program and it's going to take some time, but as you can see here we have all of these things null sum. But we can divide this one by the what shape, by the data shape. So for that one I am going to give data dot shape, and then I am going to do this with the zeros. So for that one I am going to run this one. It's going to take some time, but it's going to show me all of these stuff, like it's going to show me the, if I divide this, the null values, and then, so if I divide the percentage of the null values with the data shape, then we are getting something like this one. Okay guys, then we can check the data. We have checked the data types, but I'm going to do again not that one. I'm going to type data.type, and then I'm going to run this one. We are going to get the types. So we are going to get all of these types of cars, like we have the coupe, we have the sedan, and we have all of these stuff. Now we are getting the name, the length of the file, and we are getting the data type, and which is object. So we can check with another method like data, and then I can give the brackets. So in the brackets I'm going to give type. If I run this one, as you can see here, the same thing we are getting here, because as you can, I have given the data then type. Now what I can type here is like data dot type. I can give type, and we can check that which are unique. Okay, so for that one I'm going to give data dot type UNI QUE, and we are going to do, and then I'm going to run this one. As you can see here, it's showing me this one, data dot unique, and we are getting this one array. We have nan, pickup, truck, other, hoop, we have all this stuff. But we can check the value counts like data, and I can type data dot type, and I can give the value new value counts something like this. Now as you can see here, I'm going to run this one, sorry. So as you can see here, we are getting the value counts like data, and then we are getting the type, and we are getting the value count. Now I'm going to copy this one, this whole thing counts, and I'm going to divide it. Okay, so I'm going to give value dot counts, should be something like this itself, and then it should give something data dot type dot new, not null, I should give not null. Okay guys, and then I'm going to give here the brackets, and then I'm going to run this one. So it's okay. So as you can see here, data.type, we are getting some error here, not null, I should give something. So I want to do some, so for example, so I have done the mistake. So as you can see here, we are getting all of these stuff here. But now what I have, so at this point, up to this point, we have done the exploration for this one, but we can do the exploration for the graphs, like we can see that one in the graphs. Okay, so now let's do that one for the graphs. So now I am going to make here some comment like TS graphs, or I am going to make here in the RB. So I am going to give here the graphs. Now I am going to run this program. Now it's going to be something like this. Now I am going to give here something like data dot year. Okay, and then I want to plot this one for the kind, and I want to give equals to the history. So we can explore something like this also. So I'm going to delete this one. So it's going to, as you can see here, we are getting a type of graph, like we are getting the frequency and we are getting all of these stuff. So we have given data dot year dot plot. So I want to check the year data. So for 1 year data, so I have given the kind and data dot year, and then I have given the plot, which means it's going to plot the graph. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video. So if you have any questions, please give it in the comments below, and please make sure like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.